Okay, so this is a video that is going to be called Internet Marketing for Small Business. And I've already done one of these. Maybe make that just a bit smaller there. Make it to set it to 2. Internet Marketing for Small Business. And I've already done 2 of these videos, but basically I was looking at them and I was thinking they're not great. I'd like to redo it and actually use some analogies that I've been using recently with some of my customers. Basically the basic analogy is a river. Now, okay, I'll explain this as I'm going along, but imagine that the internet is like a river, and it's got streams of customers, okay, flying through, streams of people looking for information. Okay, this is the big river of life. People typing in stuff into Google, people looking at blogs, reading stuff, browsing around, clicking on pictures, doing all sorts of things. There's 2 billion people out there all doing this. I'm not sure how many English-speaking ones there are, but there's certainly a lot of them. A good few million, hundreds of million that are looking around all the time, and some of those would be interested in your product or your website. So, if you are doing some internet marketing for your business, the first thing is to build a structure. You want to dip your toe in the water. You want to build something that will capture people. So the first thing you might build is if this is the other side of the river down here. This is the 2 shores, and you're standing on the edge. This is you up here standing on the edge, and you want to capture some of these people that are running through. Flying through the river. You might want to dip, maybe you might want to build a website. And realistically, your website, if you just build a website, I mean, there's 2 billion people, there's a lot of people flying through this river. If you just build a website, it would be just a pinprick, it would be a dot, be a tiny dot of nothingness, of effect on that river. It would barely capture any traffic at all if you just put a website in there. But we'll build it a little bit out of scale. So we'll say that this is a website. You might also put on a blog. So I'll put a B for blog there. Then you might also start getting excited, and you might start doing a Facebook page as well. These are and so you can see these are kind of like nets that you're putting into the river to try and capture people that are flying by. You might do other social media. You might do independent reviews like TripAdvisor, particularly for the sort of customers I have. You might do other social media. So there's social media back here, social media SM marketing, different pages. There's Reddit and there's Tumblr and there's Squidoo and all sorts of things. You might also have. You might also build an email marketing newsletter. And an interesting thing here, particularly with Facebook pages and social media and autoresponders, it's kind of almost like channeling off some of these people into a little pool that you can go fishing in anytime. So you might also do an autoresponder here, an AR, and that's kind of like having people in a little kind of area where you can sort of contact them directly anytime you're interested. You might also have a YouTube channel. I mean, YouTube is fantastic because it accounts for perhaps 80. I'm not sure of the exact figure, but it's a large figure. I thought it was 80% of time spent on the internet by the average user is actually spent watching videos, and a large proportion of that would be on YouTube. So people these days, if they've got a fast speed internet connection, they'll be watching videos, and if you have YouTube videos up, it's likely your customers might watch your videos. And that's, guess what? I'm doing a YouTube video, which is great. Guess why I'm doing that? So you might also have directory listings. You might go out and list your name in different directories. So I'll put dir there, dir for directories. You might pay for some PPC on Facebook. And this is a big one. This is a powerful one because there's a whole structured channel of traffic going just through PPC, and that's pay-per-click advertising. And I might do a video just on that, but basically it's on the side of Google. You might also throw out press releases and bits of content, but imagine this. While we're talking about content, you might have heard the words "content is king" on the internet, and that is true, and I'll show you why now. It's very easy once we use this analogy. Content is king. basically, if you have a piece of content, you have a web page, and you add that to your website, you're just adding another bit of netting. You're adding another bit of stuff on the internet that might catch people. It's like adding another bit of net to an extra bit of net to your fishing net, and you're catching more people in this great internet stream. If you add another blog post, it's adding more stuff, and it might capture more people. If you add another Facebook update, or a social media update, or an independent review, or another YouTube video, it's adding just a little bit more to your structure of your internet marketing, and might just capture a few more people. There's also something we haven't talked about here, which is tracking. And particularly on your website, because often what I say is you want to funnel people like this. So you're actually funneling people into your website here. This is your website block here. You want to funnel people all the way, capture them and funnel them into your website, and have all sorts of stuff going on in here, interesting stuff. And while you're doing that, you want to try and track things. You might want to track clicks on your PPC. You might want to track Facebook likes. You definitely want to track with a thing called Google Analytics. You want to track visitors to your website, because if everyone's being funneled to your website, you want to track how many people are getting funneled in there. So this is pretty much. I'm going to stop there actually, because that's a lot of information. That's all sorts of things you can try. And this is the structure. I might write it down at the bottom here. This is the structure of your internet marketing. These are very specific things that you can try, and they will give you a bit of a net to capture people out there on the internet. But like I was saying before, this isn't relative. This isn't correct size. This is, if this was the real world and you had 2 billion people out there browsing around on the internet, and you put out all of this stuff together would still be only a tiny drop in the ocean of internet stuff that is flying around, content and links and people clicking on things. So this alone, this is unlikely to grab much attention. If you just build a building, you can't just expect people to come. You need to actually tell people what the building's for, and put some interesting stuff in there, turn it into an art gallery or a museum or something that you want people to come look at. So that's what we'll talk about in the next video. So we've talked about structure. The next video we'll talk about techniques, internet marketing techniques, which are a bit more of an art form. That they're things that you can try. You can try any sort of crazy things to get people to look at your stuff and draw them together. Basically, it's like putting bait in your net. And then we'll also talk about the till, or the way that people pay you. And it may not be what you think. So we'll do that in the next video. So see you there.